Better gents plus girls.
Better gents. That's right. Plus girls. Yeah.
Plus girls.
We need the female perspective. Absolutely.
You do.
Squeeze Crystal in right
All men need a female perspective in their life, I feel
Let's
like.
not get ahead of ourselves.
It's true.
We could actually run the world without you all.
You think.
You don't have the hand strength, bro.
We have the brain strength.
Yeah, but we don't need as much as y'all do.
We're very calculated and logical.
All right, let me just say this. Before Crystal,
Forward thinking.
in my house, I had a weight bench and a PlayStation, and I was content. I slept on a futon.
And you were making $50 a week.
I was content with that, though.
No, you weren't, liar.
I was.
That's a lie.
I don't need furniture and shit on the walls and all this.
Oh,
But you need money to go out and have
She said
fun.
$50 a week.
It's true.
It was more like 300.
$150. Okay.
Maybe, 200, 300, something like that.
Okay. All right.
I was content. My bills were paid.
Yeah. I mean, if you're content, who gives a shit?
I was in shape. Now I'm a fucking sack of laundry sitting over here. But anyway, y'all go ahead.
No, this is good. Let's keep
Yeah,
that.
just keep rolling.
Introduce your lady here. I'd like to hear from her.
Well,
Oh, Deborah?
Deborah is not on camera right now. Okay.
Yeah.
She's in the background there.
Gotta slide her in here.
That's fine. We'll get her on at some point. She's good right now. But,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's talk about my man Tyrese over here, Brian.
His new name is
Hi,
Turbo.
Nice.
His new name is Turbo.
It's Turbo.
Turbo.
And Christina, your relationship.
hanging out.
Do we want to go into that right now?
Talk
Or
about
do we,
relationships.
that's one of the.
I wouldn't get drawn into that if I were you, Turbo.
How's your mic, DT? You good?
Check. We
Yeah,
good?
you sound perfect, man.
Right on.
There you go. All right.
We can talk about relationships overall. I'm gonna save Turbo.
Okay.
The
All right.
stress
Good
when
idea.
he gets home. Talk about relationships overall.
All right. So we kind of touched on that topic. Apparently, you're doing better now, Chris, that you're in a relationship than when you were single.
Who you said? You said Chris or Christina?
Chris.
Me?
She was saying you were making $50 a week, and now you're
Oh.
making $150 a week. Now that you're in a relationship.
Well, yeah, I think that's primarily because he's not spending all his money on, taking people out, having
Wars and
fun.
alcohol, yeah, I think having a woman can definitely I see that from experience, can definitely elevate your income. Having a woman to help you with paperwork, because I'm not a paperwork guy. So if Crystal left me right now, a lot of people wouldn't get paid for a lot of things. So,
Sure.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
So she does provide a certain level of value,
Absolutely.
To
But
your-
not every woman does that. But yeah, absolutely.
But that's why you're with her. That's the thing.
That's
the
one
key.
of the reasons. That's one of the many reasons, actually. She makes, what did I say yesterday? I find a woman that makes your life easier.
Right.
And she absolutely does that. It's a very simple thing to
It's simple,
making
but
a relationship work. Find a woman that makes your life easier.
simple, but it's rare.
It's rare because most women are not cooperative, right? So they'll try to make your life harder. And get mad.
Cooperative. Do we hear the male chauvinistic
There's nothing
perspective?
chauvinistic about being cooperative.
My ex got mad. Look, my ex got
She will
mad,
not
and what'd she do? She
cooperate.
broke my shit, keyed my car. This is what she did to get mad. Instead of verbalizing it, it was, oh, for real, you want to act like, okay, well, I'm going to go in the garage and run this key down the side of your car. So
Jeez.
she made my life harder.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which is why she's a single mom, 100 pounds heavier than when she was with me.
But sometimes as men, we're kind of drawn to those women who,
Yeah, the
make
crazy.
our
needy.
lives- the crazy ones, the ones that make our lives harder.
Yeah, that's true.
Why is that?
Why is that? There's a lot of women.
Because
Is that
they're
what it is?
beautiful.
Because you
Yeah,
want to care
Deborah,
for them.
That's right.
I think because you want to care for them. You want to be the provider. You want to take care of them. Yes, damsel in distress, absolutely. You see the woman that needs you.
Are we trying to
You
save
want to
them?
be the savior.
Trying to save these women.
Absolutely, yeah.
Some men do try to save
Exactly.
women. There's some
True.
truth to that.
Does that go for women too? Women want to save men?
They
Yeah.
wanna fix
Nurture.
men.
Yeah,
they wanna fix
absolutely.
us.
Yeah.
That's why they go after the bad boys, the broken boys,
True.
because they kind of want to be able to say, "I fixed him." It's like the whole Beauty and the Beast syndrome. Right? Like here's this broken, cursed man, and I'm the only woman who was able to save him from that curse.
Sounds like Crystal. I hear that.
I think that's in a younger perspective, honestly. Speaking from an older perspective,
Okay.
I think when you're younger, you do have that, I can make him better, change things, make our relationship better.
Right.
As you get older, you realize, what you choose is what you get.
Okay. I
Yeah.
never heard that.
You can
one
help
before.
them along, but you can't change somebody, right?
I agree with that. There's
Get you right here.
And the older you get, the harder it is to change somebody. You know,
Absolutely.
they're kind of stuck in their ways. So,
You can talk about it.
yeah, it's very rare that a woman's gonna change a man.
Mm-hmm.
Very rare, right?
I think a man will change for what he wants, right?
There we go. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, Deborah.
Yeah, there we go. Let's get her involved here.
Absolutely.
There you go, D.
Absolutely.
I think a kid will have a lot to do with that too.
There we go.
A child. So, from your perspective, a child changed your whole life.
You think so?
I think so. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
It definitely slowed me down.
I
My
think it
thoughts-
definitely changed your whole outlook. Like before, I think you would have not put so much into a relationship. Now you're more willing to accept and adjust and adapt, compromise
Yeah.
to make it work.
Yeah. I love waking up to my kid, man. I love seeing her in the morning. So, and I don't want that to go away. So with her comes her mom.
Mm-hmm.
So, which your mom is great. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You learn to compromise.
Yeah. But then you got other guys out there who have 6 kids and don't feel that way.
True.
6 kids by 6 girls, and, you know.
True.
Right.
So
So what do you think that is?
What?
Males. I don't know. I
From
don't
the
know what
male
that is.
perspective?
Yeah.
Dude, he's just hunting and he's successful in his hunt.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger question is, why are these women allowing themselves to be impregnated by a guy who's shown himself to be not a good partner time and time again?
that is
So I
He's
think it
got
goes
4
back.
kids.
Mm-hmm.
So in that scenario, you have 1 irresponsible male, but you have 6 irresponsible, sexually irresponsible women. What's that all about? You know?
So I think it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, right? A woman that thinks, "Oh, I'm the one. I can change that perspective.
that's it.
I can," right?
Yeah, women always think
So,
they're
right?
the exception to
Or
the
am
rule.
I wrong?
Just insecurities, women having father issues, not being secure and not knowing and valuing themselves. So they'll fall for anyone who like compliments her or makes her feel valued just for the time being, and she falls for that.
And I
Absolutely.
think those men are really good at, "You're the best thing that's ever happened to me. I really want a life with you." Those are the men that know how to
Right.
talk, right?
Yeah.
So
But
I
there's
think
also a level of hypergamy that's involved in that, and hypergamy is a woman's natural desire to be with the best man possible, right? And so women they gravitate towards these top level men, despite his flaws, despite what he's done in the past. You know, he's a top 1%er, and you know, maybe he's got 4 baby mamas, but you know, I'll be the different one, and it's only men of a certain status can get away with that. Like
I don't know about
no,
that.
that's not true.
dudes
yeah,
that
I don't know
dudes
about that.
Some dudes that got that mouth game that
Yeah, exactly. I
Sure.
think,
So
yeah.
game does play a part of it,
Oh,
right?
and sex as well. Sex plays a big
Oh,
part
yeah.
of it, too.
Okay, so whether or not
Definitely.
Sexual
his D
intercourse
game is good.
is not
Yes.
right.
Okay.
You're gonna stay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because think about it, most men that don't have a lot to offer, they've definitely
mastered sex.
mastered the sex game. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Absolutely. Would
I
you
can
agree?
see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh, good points. Good points. See, this is why we need the female perspective. They bring different truth to that. Well, there's only one truth, really, but they bring a different point of view, and I like that. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So let's talk about the man's perspective.
What about it?
When it comes to women. So we fall for the guys that aren't so successful, have different baby mamas, whatever. But a lot of men will fall for the woman that's very needy, not really on a path of success. You know, I'll help her along, I'll support her. How do you think men fall into that trap?
It's not a trap. It's not, because
The
to
sex
a
again.
The sex
to a
again,
successful
okay.
man, a woman's financial position is not really that important, right? So the more successful the man is, the less important her financial status is. What he's looking for at the end of the day is what Chris mentioned earlier.
Sexual
It's-
marketplace value.
Well, there's that, but there's also peace. Do you make my life
yeah.
easier? I don't care, you know, if you make $2 a week, or you know, $200,000 a week, whatever. Your money really doesn't matter at the end of the day. As a man who's a provider and a protector, I want a woman who's going to bring me peace and make my life easier. When I'm at the end of my workday, The last thing I want is a headache, you know?
You want a woman that has femininity, where she's a nurturer, she cares for you, she's loving. You want all of those soft attributes out of a woman. A lot of times men gravitate to what they've been taught, which is from their mother. So they look for women that have some similarities to those, but they don't want to deal with the drama that they got from their mother either.
Absolutely.
They want to get with someone, like you said, that's going to bring peace to the relationship, to the home.
Great point. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's exactly it. And so, you know, it's great for women to, you know, be able to focus on their careers and be successful financially and be independent. There's nothing wrong with that. But it takes a certain characteristic traits to do that, right? You have to forego some of your natural femininity to be financially successful. You have to be assertive. You have to be dominant. You have to be aggressive. You have to be, you know, that alpha A-type personality, and whether you're a male or female, to be financially successful. And so when women take on that role, they naturally lose some of their natural femininity, you know. And so it's nothing wrong with that, but
just being a single African American woman,
right, or of any race, you know, yeah. So when you're a successful woman, you have certain characteristics that might put you in a more less feminine viewpoint, or less feminine stance, right? Let's be honest.
Is that why men don't really gravitate to the boss ladies?
That's one of the reasons. Yeah,
they're too masculine.
Right, and so I wouldn't say there's a certain level of masculinity that's associated with being the boss woman. Absolutely, yeah. But if you talk to like any, you know, millionaire dude, and you know, let's say you have a very successful woman, maybe she's in her 40s, right? And if you give him the option of being with who she is now, let's say, you know, she's a high 6-figure earner, she's very successful, or who she was at 25 before she made all that more money, before she became, you know, that person, that dude is probably gonna choose the 25-year-old version of her, right? Not because men, you know, we want little girls as some, you know, people would respond to that with, but it's because for her to become that 40-year-old successful woman, she has had to adopt certain characteristic traits that she didn't have when she was 25. She was, you know, much more soft and feminine and agreeable and less aggressive at 25 than she is at you know, the peak of her career at 40, right?
So would you say that's being more naive at that age?
Not that naive. We're not trying to control. We want you to
cooperate.
So yes, it's cooperation, right?
I can speak up for that group of women. As you come from 25 and you're still single and you become independent, it just becomes a natural habit for us to automatically do things for ourselves. So just like a man, allowing a man to be a man when he offers to pick up the groceries or help you in or open the door for you, because we've been so independent, we're like, oh no, I got it. And it's just a natural habit that we have adapted to. So we have to do like an identity switch almost, so that we can tap inside that feminine side again, because it's our everyday routine lifestyle.
Right.
Can you let a man lead?
Yes, you can definitely let a man lead. You're supposed to let him lead. That's why you're supposed to allow the man to be a man and do those different things for you. So sometimes you do have to fall back and not try to assert yourself as much and just be like, okay, my wrists are broken, you can help me.
Some women can't, though. Some women can't put their dick away.
Yeah.
And they can't, you know, they can't let a man, I'm not talking about you, I'm just saying in general, they can't let a man lead. Like, there's times when Crystal and I went to a restaurant, she'll start ordering for me, and I'm like, fuck, you work here or something? What are you doing? And then and then she'll catch herself like, oh, yeah, you're right, okay, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Where do you think that comes from?
Taking care of me. She knows, and mind you, I'll order exactly what she was about to order for me, but she knows me so well, she'll, and he wants a burger. I'm like, damn, I know what I want. Yeah, I'll take the burger with the, you know, with the such and such. You know, she just is so used to taking care of me and knowing what meeting my needs at home. Even when she goes grocery shopping, I don't have to put anything on the list. She knows exactly what I want.
So since you know that, Shouldn't the men take it a little bit easier on the women and give them time to tap into that side? You should communicate with her about it so that you'll let her know, like, this is the issue that I see. Because you just say yourself, your girl does it, and it's just a habit that she's picked up.
Yeah. Well, this is 5 years in, 6 years in. But I mean, for guys who just meet a woman, I don't want to say a new relationship, but if you're dating somebody and they're more dominant than you, then it's like, what are you doing? I just met you. Why are you ordering my food? You know what I mean? So it's different. So.
And I think finances play a part in it too. You know, in relationships where the woman is the financial breadwinner, I think, you know, they tend to be more aggressive in that relationship. They tend to take the dominant role. How do you guys feel about, you know, dating down socioeconomically? I find that most women can't do it. They either date a man who is at their level socioeconomically, or they date up. And when they date down, there's always an issue, right? I don't think it lasts long. I think there's a time clock on that sort of relationship because of that disparity between what the woman is making and what the man is making.
It feels like you become another dependent, so that's why.
Okay.
That wouldn't bother me. Like,
that's the thing. It doesn't bother men.
Yeah, like, so my cousin, he's dated,
What about the woman? You don't think it bothers her?
I'm not sure, but
it definitely bothers
my cousin, he's a graphic designer, makes 60 plus a year. And he had dated a woman for 5 years that was making six figures. She was making 120 or something like that. And I remember him bringing it up to me a couple times. Oh, she can just go on vacation whenever she wants. She doesn't understand I can't do that. She can, you know, just go out and buy an Apple $5,000 computer whenever she wants. She don't understand I can do it. And I was like, what's the problem, dog? She bought it for you. She's taking you on vacation. What's the problem? Well, I just can't take off from work and do it. He would get so upset. And I was like, it seems like you have a problem with her money. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't bother you that much if you're with this woman and you guys whatever. Now, mind you, he could be a little insecure at times about certain things. He's probably going to see this podcast and want to kill me. But, you know, there were certain times that I don't think it was warranted, but he's the one that was in a relationship. But I remember him having an issue with it. Me personally, if my woman made $200,000 a year, bravo, what we buying next? Like, can I get the new Tesla that I've been wanting? That don't bother me. So, I don't know. But for some guys, it's... what is the word? Emasculating?
It is emasculating. Yeah, that's exactly the word. Yeah. But how long do you think she's gonna be okay with her being the breadwinner in that relationship? It just
depends on what he brings to the table as well. He may not bring it financially, but if he supports at the house, he supports her and makes it to where she's just can come home and it's easy for her. Don't have to really worry about much of the kids and things like that. But he plays the role at the house, kind of like the dad.
Yeah, but he's not a bum. Well,
that's the state.
He's not a bum ass dude not working. It's not like he was at home playing video games. No, I'm just saying it's not like he was at home playing video games all day and he had to like watch the kids and.
But he's got to compensate in some other way. Apparently, if she's making more and he's making less, he also has to provide other value outside of the finances.
So I think it depends on her, like her love language. Right? Mm-hmm. So if her love language is physical touch, quality time, you know, maybe he's providing all those things.
Okay.
Gifts and everything else are not her love language. So maybe he's making up in an area where...
I don't think there's anything to make up, though. It doesn't matter.
You do.
It does matter.
It does matter,
yes. It does, man.
Yeah, but if the bills are paid, you all enjoy each other's company. What does it matter who's getting more at the end?
Because if I come home and my house is a mess and you're just sitting playing video games.
Yeah, but he still works, though. He's just not making as much as you. Say he works 8 hours just like you work 8 hours. You both work the same schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then there shouldn't be a problem.
Well, here's the thing. Every woman knows many men who make as much as they do or more. And they're in their sphere of influence or they have access to men of a higher status. So if she comes home every day to a man who is not at her level socioeconomically, but she's working with men who are, and she knows of men who are, there's always going to be that opportunity for as a woman to sort of move up or trade up.
Honestly, I think she'll be looking like what are we doing to improve?
Why am I sticking with this guy?
How are we going to improve the situation? Not necessarily what's wrong with him, but how can we get us to the next level?
Yeah, but if you're happy, what's wrong with the level you're at?
I think everybody wants to do better.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm
go
gonna
back
tell you
to that.
guys.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you guys the real problem here, man, is if you don't truly love yourself, you're not gonna be able to love anybody else. That's really what it comes down to. So everything else is a waste of energy. So until you truly love yourself, you can't love anybody. And how do you love yourself? Anybody have that answer?
How do you love yourself?
How do you love yourself?
It has a lot to do with your upbringing. The family you grew up with. You know, are you close to your family? Do you love your mom and your dad and your cousins and your sisters and your aunts, and you know how you feel about all these people? That's where you learn your love from, is your parents, right?
To some degree.
Growing up,
To some
I
degree.
mean, that's how you learn. If you have a parent who never holds you, never tells you they love you, never touches you,
There we go.
you know what I mean? Then
Now we're talking.
as you get older, you're probably gonna. Chances are, maybe 50% of the time, you're not gonna do that to your kids because you didn't see that growing up.
Well, the
you don't
problem-
know how to.
The problem I see, man, is like most parents are loving in pieces. You know, they're not loving in a whole love. You know, they kind of give you love in different categories. You know, so then you're putting out broken pieces. You're producing more broken pieces.
Right.
So a lot of us are just broken pieces going into this world, and we're creating more brokenness because we're meeting other broken pieces. So broken plus broken equals more broken. But healed plus healed equals more healing. So, but what do we do moving forward? Is the real question. Like, what is
Be
what?
self-aware.
Be
I
self-aware.
think you need
That's
to be
it.
self-aware.
That's a good way.
Aware of the pieces that are missing. Be aware of what your
Awareness.
needs are.
Consciousness to some
Yeah.
degree is so. Would you relate awareness with consciousness?
Oh, absolutely.
So
Mhm.
because
I think
because
you
a
have
lot
to
of
be
us are
conscious
running
and aware.
around unconscious. If you don't, I mean, and honestly, I want you guys, and I'm not judging right now because I've been here and I've drank, I've smoked, I've done everything. I've done, you know, all kind of drugs. I've had many women. I've done everything. And at the end of the day, man, what are we doing? You know, we're keeping ourselves unconscious, right? We keep drinking, keeping ourselves unconscious. We keep smoking, we're keeping ourselves unconscious. So we really never really tap into that full consciousness, like, because you have to be conscious for a long time. I'm sober, so I've been sober for years now. So I operate differently now because I'm conscious all the time, and I pay attention to like everything. I can hear everything. I pay attention to people's thoughts, you know. And I think like when you're moving like that, you can understand more. You can be more conscious. You can be more aware.
How do you think that's helpful in a relationship?
As far as being conscious, well, you're more aware. You're more in touch with them. You're more in touch with yourself, which can help you in many ways. But how do you get there? So let's say that, you know, like what is? Let me ask everybody in here, like, what's your relationship with God? What's your relationship with God? Do you have one?
I'm an atheist.
You're an atheist, okay?
Which I don't like that word. I just don't believe.
Yeah. I'm a believer, non-practicing.
I feel you.
I don't see it in this world.
Oh, you don't see,
You don't see him at all.
God?
Absolutely not. Absolutely. This is,
That's interesting.
Don't get me started. That's a whole nother.
But you know,
That's a good topic, though.
I want to tell you this
I grew
though.
up Seventh-day Adventist though,
Okay.
and it was a nightmare. Couldn't watch TV. Yeah.
Your lens creates your reality though. So if that's what you see, then you'll never see heaven on earth. You'll manifest hell all the time.
Well, growing up, I couldn't watch TV after 6 on Friday because that was sundown.
Okay.
Sabbath is the day of worship. Couldn't watch TV before sundown on Saturday.
Gotcha.
So, you know, fucking 6. I just want to watch Saturday morning cartoons. Like,
Gotcha.
go outside and ride my bike. Like, I don't, you know, what the fuck is all this? Had to listen to church music on the record player every Saturday morning. And it was worse for my mom. She went through it 5 days a week. They were going to church in the evening. You know what I mean? She'd get out of school tired as hell. Now she had to go to church and listen to a guy talk about God. God who my grandmother would tell me loved me and gave his only begotten son for me. But if I lied to her or ate something out of the fridge I wasn't supposed to, I was going to burn in the lake of fire for the rest of my life.
Oh, man.
And it was never ending fire. No one could put it out. Yeah, and it was just like...
She's human, though, man.
Can't eat bacon.
You got to understand.
Can't eat it. Yeah, I mean, she was raised like that from her mother. Can't eat anything from the sea without scales. So, you know, it was a constant. I was living in fear. Like, God forbid I ate something
Oh, man.
that was against eating in the Bible
Poor
and
man.
blah, blah, blah. But I'm supposed to believe in this thing with absolutely no proof of any of it. Not one bit other than, you know, the same guy that wrote Santa Claus could have wrote the Bible. You know what I mean? It was just a human writing a story. So as I got older, I'm looking for God in this world because I believed in God up until I was in my my mid-30s is when I was like, all right, this is bullshit. You know, no offense to you.
No, it's cool. I understand.
But I don't see that in this world. You know, kids getting killed in Ukraine right now. Kids getting killed in Desert Storm. You know, slavery. Fucking. It just goes on and on with what humans do to each other. I just don't see someone watching over us that loves us in this world. I just don't see it. I do believe, you know, we were created from, you know, that's a whole nother story. What I really think happened with this world, but I think people came up with religion as a tool to control people and keep things in order, which is just my personal belief. But you see how much money religion takes in, and the cults it's manifested and created over time, and it's a good tool, man. It works. You know, if we didn't have religion, we'd probably be out here shooting each other in the face for cutting us off in traffic.
Absolutely.
A lot of people, you know, think twice, like, I was gonna kill this motherfucker, but God may not want me to do that. So, but you know, that's just me personally.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I love the transparency, man. I really appreciate that, man.
But I don't knock
because we
anybody
have
else.
to be transparent, because then we know where each other stand.
I don't knock anybody else for believing in what you believe in. If you want to believe in a goat was your mom, that's, you know, whatever. That's you know, that's on you. But that's just my personal.
Let me ask you this: how much have you ever practiced? Have you ever like read the Bible?
Read the Bible back to front.
You read it back to front?
Read it in jail. I looked to the Bible for comfort.
Did you get anything?
In jail? I thought I was.
You literally read it from front to back.
Growing up, yeah. I had the picture Bible, which was you ever seen that? It's a comic book Bible, so that held my interest when I was younger.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I was able to read that whole thing because it had pictures and illustrations and stuff like that. Had it just been my grandmother's Bible, I would have never got through that thing. I mean, thou shalt not and all that, I wouldn't have got through it. But the picture Bible, I got through it. So, yeah, and in jail, in the back, it talks about imprisonment and stuff like that. And I looked to that to try and find some comfort while I was in there because I was, you know, of course, depressed and never knowing if I was going to get out and stuff like that.
So where do you, as a man, where do you get your guidance from? Like, who's guiding you? Are you guiding yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I have a moral compass. I think do right by people. I do believe in do unto others as you would like done unto you. And
That's a good one.
I believe
like
in just being a decent person. If I'm not out here fucking people over, usually good things come.
But are you truly not effing people over, or let me ask you that? Like,
yeah.
are you effing people over? Or you're
no,
not?
No, I'm truly not.
All right, well, that's awesome, man.
I try to be good to my friends. I very much value my friends and their happiness.
What about people that are not your friends? Like every day, like people when you walk out into the world, like.
Yeah, I don't care about them. I have no reason to. I mean, I'm not out here like I don't know
brutal,
this dude.
Man.
I don't know this guy. I'm gonna do something bad.
Me and Chris had a great conversation before you guys came here because I've been moving like ever since I've been. A lot of traumatic things happened to me, man, which led me to this point. Mm-hmm. But the way I move now, man, and I see how when you treat everyday people with respect, and you treat everyday you pay attention to people, pay attention to what they're good at. Mm-hmm. Compliment them. Like when they do something good, or if they, but not don't compliment them to get anything in return. Mm-hmm. Just really truly focus on something they're good at. You know, if they have, if their hair looks good or their shoes, I mean, give a true compliment, you know, or if they've helped you in a certain way that you value, you know, let them know. But when you walk around like that and you have that godly love inside of you, your whole world, you create heaven on earth, because my life is like heaven on earth, man. Like everything I see is beautiful, you know. So I'm hearing you speak, and there's a lot of brokenness there. A lot of brokenness.
Well, I can have that without thinking that there's a guy looking out.
Do you think you need to?
I would say you
need
do
to
that
hit
on a regular basis.
What?
Treat people with respect and
Yeah, I have heaven on earth without.
waitresses. I think you treat
Yeah.
them well. I think everybody that comes into your path, even when you sell them things, you know, you could easily be like,
I can definitely
"This
tell
is-
he's a great guy, man.
This
Like,
is what it
I
is."
try. I'm not perfect.
yeah. Oh yeah, none of us are, bro. Like we're all. It's a battle like every day. But I think we have to take accountability and say, man, I do need to get better. You know, there's things that I could do to get better. And then like the more transparent we are as men, man, like the quicker we can grow. You know, that's what I learned in all this process, man. It's like just being, and my transparency is helping other men be transparent. And then once we eliminate, you know, holding that stuff in and we actually let it out, like you know, evil has no room to do any work.
Well, what I'm saying is, I don't need the curtain of religion to be a good person. Like I can do that on my own.
Got you.
Without,
But is that sustainable?
It has been for me. I mean, so far, thus far.
I think so. I would agree with that.
So I feel like if you are a good person and you value, you love yourself, you care about yourself, you're going to attract those type of people. And those type of people that are going to gravitate towards you. You're not even going to have to go out and looking for those people. They'll find you. And those are the circle that you'll have around you, because a negative person can't be around positive people, because that's something that just, it's like oil and water. We won't mix.
Yep.
So him not believing in God, that doesn't have to do anything, I think, per se with him. The way people treat him or the way people gravitate to him for positivity, it's just the person that he is, and so he shines, and people see that.
I've been fortunate enough to attract that in my life. I have a very small circle, and everybody I have around me, I love seeing them smile and have a good time.
You love yourself and you care about yourself.
Yeah, I'm good. We're great. I can't get this guy on the boat. I wish, but
Yeah, I'm not
he's not
big into the water,
but
you know.
but if ever he would love it if he ever.
It's so peaceful.
Yeah.
It's
So peaceful.
It's great.
All right.
Yeah.
He's been trying to convince me to get out in the
But
boat.
yeah,
I'm done-
I
I'm
would
done
agree
convinced.
with you though. I don't know if you need that umbrella of religion to make you be a good person.
Right.
Treat people right.
Don't
Have
kill
a positive
nobody.
attitude. Yeah.
Try not to get
Use
killed.
a moral compass.
Yeah, he's got his own moral compass. I was thinking the same
absolutely.
Well, I'm
thing. Yeah. Okay. But I think the underlying foundation of the moral compass does come from religion. You know, if you think about the foundations of what keeps most people doing good, you know, being a good person, I think a lot of that comes from religion.
Theoretically.
Yeah. And you don't need to be a religious individual to be a good person. But I think the ideals of what makes you a good person, or what makes people, you know, be good people, that comes from, you know, the religion. That's what I think. I think fundamentally society, the moral compass that leads society is based on religion.
Yeah.
If they believe that.
Even if they don't, I think that the ideas that they follow that make them good people were derived from the ideas that came from religion.
That started out.
Faith sustains it.
Yeah, I think it's like the patient zero of what makes you a good person, right? It's the fundamental thing there. I think religion is the big building block of that, or the basic foundation.
You all are welcome to come on the boat anytime you want to, by the way. I'm always recruiting people to come.
He's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
It's beautiful out there. The dolphins are always playing in the water. We just went Sunday. How big? What is it, 22 foot? 22 foot? Yeah. So we try to go like every other weekend. In the summertime, it's like every weekend. But you all are more than welcome, man. I always try to recruit people to come, man, because we have a good time. We just listen to music.
Relax.
Yeah, go to Clearwater. It's really pretty.